congratulations to our opponent USC for beating us today. They came out and they played very, very well. Obviously, it goes without saying that there's an incredible amount of disappointment in our locker room today. These young men prepared very, very hard this week. They did everything they could to try to come out here and play their best, and we just didn't perform as well as we needed to get the W. I'm really proud of those young men, though. And I'm proud of what they've accomplished this year to this point and what they've overcome, personnel-wise, just some of the obstacles that have been in our way. We came up short today, and it's disappointing. It's a new feeling for us here. So, I don't know what to say other than that. I think the game turned obviously on the turnovers, the punt return there right before the half, and then the turnovers in the second half. We couldn't get any, and they did, and they capitalized. And, typically when you get in a game like this and you're playing a good opponent and you're on the road, you've got to do a good job of taking care of the football, and you've got to try to take the football away, and we weren't able to do that today. So, like I said, I just, my heart breaks for the players that put so much into this year-round and have had success, and just, it just breaks your heart to see the looks in their eyes in there, because it means so much to them. So, one thing I know about this crew is they're resilient. They'll bounce back, they'll fight back, they'll overcome. They'll continue to press on and try to be the best that they can be. That's who they are, that's what they're made of, and that's why they're student athletes at UCLA with 8 wins under their belt under some tough circumstance. So that'll be our focus. We'll lick our wounds, we'll evaluate, and we'll come back stronger than ever.
So. Jim, it seemed the bang with the turnovers, the touchdown and the interception. On the sidelines, did you sense that maybe that was one of those blows that tough to recover from?
I never sensed anything but pure resilience on our sideline. I really didn't. I never sensed, even in the locker room at halftime after giving up the punt return, I never sensed that there was any doubt amongst our players. And even to the very end, I didn't. That's not who these kids are. If they were quitters, if they were guys that let adversity strike them down, like I said, they wouldn't be in this situation that they're in here at UCLA playing major college football. They'd have given up a long, long time ago, some of these young men. So, it's hard to overcome those things, but I never got the sense that they were going to give up, because that's not what they're made of.
Jim, what's some of the things you saw that USC was doing defensively that Josh is going to have to learn from?
Well, they didn't do much, Chris. What they did is they lined up typically in a 4-down, or they went to a 3-down and brought both outside linebackers. So they brought more than 5 a couple times, but usually they rushed 4 and they played man-free. That's what they did, and they have really good athletes on that team, and they matched us up pretty well. And they, Connor pushed through and tried to play, and they rushed us pretty good. And when you're playing a defense like that's going to try to put their hands on you and cover you tight like that, and force you to throw and not run, you've got to be pinpoint accurate. You've got to win some one-on-one battles, and we didn't do well enough in those areas.
You guys faced a secondary that had that much athleticism this year?
We've never faced a team that's had this much athleticism. I mean, this is as athletic a team, collection of young men as you'll find in college football. I mean, the amount of talent on that squad is simply amazing.
Josh had made so few mistakes this year, especially for being a true freshman. Was he just pressing at times, especially?
I think the best person to ask would be Josh. I know he's very disappointed in there. I think his teammates right now are trying to help him keep his head up. I know he feels a tremendous amount of responsibility, but what everyone has to understand, and Josh has to understand, and we'll make sure he understands, is that this is the ultimate team sport, and no one person's going to win or lose it for you. And the thing that I think all of you guys know, because you've been around Josh, understand about him is that he's very resilient. He learns from his mistakes, and he's incredibly determined. And he will come back, and he will be much, much better having gone through this experience here at the Coliseum against a really good team with a lot on the line, and probably not playing as well as he would like to.
Do you say anything to him in particular or after?
Well, I say a lot to everybody. I try to talk to every single player after the game, win or lose. So, yeah, I talk to Josh a lot.
What was the plan on punts with O'Gorey?
Well, trying to keep it away from him or make him move to catch it, and I thought we did a nice job other than one. And there was a questionable clip on the side there, but they didn't call it, and we needed to do a better job there. The problem with that series is they got us backed up, and they had field position, and we didn't get the kind of kick that we wanted. And the more times that guy touches it, it's playing with poison. I thought we did a nice job against him, except for that play. But those except for plays are certainly a difference.
Is it tougher accepting losing to USC, or is it tough accepting the fact that you were so close to that Pac-12 title game? Which one?
Well, I don't ever accept losing, so I really would never use that term. I mean, losing is incredibly disappointing because we put so much into it. The hours, the sacrifice, the investment, the heart and soul that all of us put into it. And when you come up short, it's not a good feeling at all. And so it's just losing. Losing.
What would be more disappointing then?
It's a hypothetical. I don't know. I'm disappointed that we lost. That's what I am. I'm disappointed for our players. I'm disappointed for our fans. I'm disappointed for our coaches. I'm disappointed for everyone that supports UCLA football that we couldn't come out today and get a fourth win in a row on these guys. That's what I'm disappointed about.
Given the run defense, was there just a tipping point where the injuries caught up to you? And no matter how hard the guys were playing or how much you schemed, there wasn't much you could do.
We've gotten better at playing the run. Today they got some things on us. They ran a lot of power schemes, and they're big and physical, and they've got some good backs, and they executed well. And I thought our defense overall played pretty darn well. I think we had held them to 20 points before that last touchdown. A powerful offense like this. So, but we just got to continue to look at things, evaluate it, and figure out how we can get better in all areas, and that's what we'll do.
With all the 3 and outs in the first half, was there a common thread you saw with those struggles?
Both teams,
mainly for you guys.
Us defensively getting all the 3 and outs, or
on offense, getting stuck on 3 and outs.
Like I said earlier to Chris, they were rushing 4 or sometimes 5, and they were just playing man free. And when you're playing a team that's doing that and they're committed to stopping the run, you got to get open quick and you've got to make pinpoint accurate throws. That's the key. And they made it tough on us.
Most of the guys in your locker room have yet to lose to USC. Do you have to tell them anything in particular?
About losing to USC?
Yeah.
Well, there's not many in there that have. I certainly haven't, and it doesn't feel good. I think your message is the same, after any loss, is that, how are you going to deal with it? That's the key. Are you going to let it destroy you, or are you going to let it motivate you? And that locker room is filled with young men that will be motivated by it. And it's just always hard when it's the last game of the year. Now we've got a bowl game, but we've got some time between that, so it hangs with you. It doesn't. You don't have anything else to focus on right away that can take the sting away. So.
Jim, you talked about the athleticism. Considering the turmoil as he had been through, is this just a representation that whoever's got the best athletes in college football is usually going to win on that given day?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think athletic contests come down to so many different variables. I think you look at, like I said earlier, turning the ball over, getting turnovers, running the ball, momentum, breaks. I don't really know how to answer your question. I'm sorry.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris Foster, I'm going to just honor him for 1 minute. This is his last event covering UCLA, and he's had a long career at LA Times. And so I just wanted to, I know you don't want to be part of the story, but you deserve it, and we appreciate you. So, thanks.